smartphones are becoming more expensive every single year, and it's not a surprise. They're becoming increasingly capable, and we're spending more time on them, consuming data at a higher rate than ever before. But there's a company called Volk Wireless who are building a smartphone that can call people and access the internet unlimited from anywhere and for free forever. That's a concept that I can get on board with, but let's see how it works. When you buy the Volk One smartphone, it comes bundled with one of the company's Volk-Fi wireless hubs, kind of like a standard Wi-Fi hub, but instead of just being able to provide internet within a home, this hub can use radio frequencies to fire that signal up to a couple of miles away. And the signal can only be picked up by Volk phones, as they have a receiver built in, and so as long as you're in this range of a couple of miles, you can browse the internet and call people, all without needing a SIM card. So that's pretty cool, right? You've got unlimited data, even miles from home. Things actually get a lot more interesting when you step outside that. Each one of these Volk smartphones has not just a receiver, but also a transmitter. So at the same time as being able to consume the internet, your phone is able to send that signal to other nearby Volk phones. So all of a sudden, that Volk-Fi signal is able to reach much further than just a couple of miles. It forms a network of devices that are all helping each other to stay connected. They've even developed rules just so that nobody abuses the system. Essentially, you're allowed to use as much data as you provide, with an extra 5 gigs on top of that per month as a buffer. You still have a phone number, so you can call landlines. Your signal could reach the most remote locations. And the most interesting and the most exciting thing about it is that it will get faster the more people use it, as opposed to just more congested like the current solution. The concept is new, and it's different, and people are skeptical. I'm skeptical. But there is some reassurance in the fact that even if all else fails, this is a solid all-round smartphone. You need an invite to reserve one, but considering it's priced at $394, you're getting a fair bit of phone here. It's got a Snapdragon 845, 4 gigs of RAM, and a dual 16-megapixel camera, plus a 6.2-inch AMOLED display, and it runs the latest Android 9. But, and you knew this was coming, I've got a few reservations. The whole concept of the phone relies heavily on having this network of users. The more people use Volk phones, the further that signal can travel from the Volk hubs. And basically this means two things. Number one is that if it gained some initial momentum, the potential is massive, and the whole system could even threaten carriers that have been going for decades. They've been running a trial in Hawaii, and the results so far look promising. But then, number two is that if it doesn't gain that traction, then the entire Volk aspect of the smartphone is useless, and you're just getting an all-round average $400 smartphone. It will still have a SIM card slot, so you can use it like a normal phone, but then for that price, you can do better. Just from past experience, the latter seems more likely. I would love to see this take off, but it is going to be very hard to convince those initial buyers to take a gamble on a company nobody has heard of. Also, because this company has next to no past reputation, and considering that all we're seeing are renders on the website, it's likely that the phone is barely finished, and that the company are using this whole reservation system to try and gauge the amount of demand there is, before deciding whether to mass produce or not. I actually tried getting in touch with the team twice on Twitter, once on Facebook, and no response, so it doesn't exactly bode well for potential customer service. And from a technical standpoint, there is zero mention of the kinds of speeds you can expect. Not usually a good sign. And I would be a bit worried about battery life. It's got a solid 3700 mAh cell, but if you factor in having to effectively have a continuous data hotspot on, that will definitely be somewhat hindered. If you enjoyed the video, it'd be massively appreciated if you could subscribe to the channel. And as always, my name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you in the next one.